Hello everyone, and welcome to another Command & Conquer Rivals video. Today, it's a couple of days after the update, and I knew this video was coming. I'm going to show you how OP the Sandstorm now is, because they gave it a huge buff after the update in the middle of March 2019. And I'm just going to run through a few games that I played on my main account, and I'm going to go through a game that I won using Sandstorms, a game that I lost against Sandstorms, and a game where I used Sandstorms to come back from a losing position. Okay, so first of all, I'll just start with this one.
Establishing battlefield control.
Okay, so I'll spectate it from my point of view,
New objective received.
which is this side. No, that side. Okay,
Building online.
I'm on the right here.
Unit ready.
I'll just pause it here for a second. I thought he was going to do the same as me, because I'm trying out using Dr. Liang now, because he got a buff. I thought he was going to use Liang and Sandstorms, but he doesn't. I don't know this yet, but anyway, I start off with missile squads to scout out, and I see he's using MG squads, which I've got in my deck, because they've got a buff as well, so I think, oh god, okay. But I've made sure I pack a Talon, because Talons are really good at killing MG squads.
Harvester ready.
So I go double harvester now because I see him getting MG squads, so I know he's playing defensively, and I think I just saw him get a second harvester out.
Ready.
We're stalling the missile now, which I think both of us want to do, so I get a Talon out to start killing his MG squads.
Unit ready.
Now, this is important. I'll just stop it here. I see him get a Hammerhead out, which is obviously packed in his deck to get rid of Talons. But Hammerheads cost a lot. They cost 100. So I know he's going to start having a weaker economy compared to me.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
And yeah, what's happening here is he's got his drone out, which again costs money. He's done that to save his Hammerhead. But what I want to try is, I think this will work, but I think Talons beat a Hammerhead 2-on-1.
Unit lost.
Oh, it was very close. But I know my Talons can kill his Orcas. In any case, he wins the first missile, but I see him get out more Hammerheads. And what's great against Hammerheads? A Sandstorm. So now I get my Sandstorms out, or one, with the view of making more. I pull it back here because it's getting wrecked by the machine gun. But I can take that out with the Talon, and then attack his Hammerhead with my Sandstorm. At this point, I just want to keep ramping up money and building more and more Sandstorms because they're really OP now.
Unit ready.
And he's getting out Juggernauts, which are great from far away, but
Unit lost.
they can't shoot really close. So my Sandstorm's just going to wreck it.
Unit ready.
At this point, I'm just literally brute forcing him, and I get my drone out to heal my Sandstorms. I'm literally just killing him with brute force here, and Sandstorms can shoot every unit in the game, so wherever he moves his units, they're going to get shot.
Warning. Our base is under attack.
So I start pressuring his harvesters, take them down quite easily, build another Sandstorm to kill his Hammerhead. You'll see that the theme here is Sandstorms now. I've pushed him back. I don't even care about the missile now. I've pushed him back to his base. He can't get harvesters out without them being shot to crap. And at this point, I know he's barely got any money. I'm just going to rush his base with my sandstorms because it's nearly dead. So there you go. That's the brute force sandstorm attack. So I win this game, and I was quite happy with that. As I mentioned earlier, I've got MG squads in my deck, and they were ultimately my downfall in this next match. I lose this match, and it's my fault. I played terribly because I was trying to get the MG squads to work, but I've now taken them out of my deck
Establishing battlefield
after
control.
this match.
Three, two, one. New objective available. Harvester.
Right, I'm on the left this time. I think I'm going to try out the MG squads.
Unit ready.
But I get a missile squad out because I usually use that to scout. Go see what he's got, and I see he's sent a missile squad to my harvester. I think I'll just set up an MG squad and kill his missile squad. No problem.
Unit lost.
So I think great. I think it's going well for me. He's charging the missile.
Unit ready.
I get out shockwaves, but then see he's got a rhino. So he's now opened a war factory, which is kind of bad for me because I'm going to now need to open a war factory and get my pitbull out.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I mean, he uses a good variation of units here. He's kind of got me on the back foot. I'm not playing the best that I could play, really.
Unit ready. Unit
Anyway, he wins the first missile, so I think this is bad.
major structural damage received.
So I'll just fast forward it on a bit more.
Building online.
Unit
I think now's a
lost.
good time to get a Talon out, but as you just saw over here, I see he's got a second harvester out, so I know he's now ramping up for tech. So this is really bad for me because he's playing tech, but he's also won the first missile.
Harvester ready.
So I think the best thing I can do is get a second harvester out.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I've since taken the MG squads out and changed it for a tank because I still think tanks are good and I need to be using tanks still. Anyway, by this point he's got his first sandstorm out. Rip me. Because I don't really have any good counters for sandstorm in my deck apart from another sandstorm. I've got missile squads, which is probably the best thing to use against sandstorms. But by this time he's just ripping apart all of my units.
Unit lost.
And I've got no units out on the field and he just takes a second missile. I probably made a lot of mistakes in that game, but you know, he just cleaned up everything with his sandstorms and they're just so oppressive. That's why I'm using them. Anyway, one more game I'll show you. I come back from a losing position in this to win this game
Establishing battlefield
with
control.
sandstorms.
Three, two, one. New objective.
So I'll just
received.
spectate it from
Building
mine.
online.
Well, I've spoiled the surprise there.
Unit ready.
I get missile troops out, but now I've seen I'm being bike rushed.
Unit ready.
So I pull my harvester back and block with my missile squads, and I think it's going quite well for me here. Pull my harvester back straight away. Keep building more missile squads because I know he's going to keep coming at me. I shouldn't have let him through there, but I did, so that was sort of my mistake.
You got it. Missile
I see he keeps coming, and he's going to keep getting shots on my harvester. I did an okay job at micro in here, but I could have done a lot better. In any case, I save my harvester, and what I do here is I block him off. I block it. His bikes can't get through. And I knew he was going to do what he does next, but I just didn't change my formation. I should have blocked off the very bottom tile, and then he literally couldn't get through. I should have done it sooner, but it was a bit too late. So he gets my harvester. Anyway, he's got my harvester, but I've got loads of units on the field, so it's time to go to his side. He doubles down here, and instead of building a harvester, he builds loads of units. So I still don't think he has a harvester. So it's just some fighting on the middle tiles here for missile control, because the missile's almost done.
Unit lost. Harvester ready.
I win the first missile, so decide to go double harvester so I can get sandstorms out. However, his Giga Cannon is absolutely wrecking me. I need to get in close to that. He's doing a good job of distracting me because he's still attacking my harvesters. He got my harvester at the top, which is obviously bad for me, and my harvester at the bottom is nearly dead. In fact, it is now dead. So I have 0 harvesters.
Unit lost. Harvester ready.
I'm still trying to fight for control of the middle,
Unit lost.
but that's sort of a losing battle at the minute. Again, I double down and go to harvesters. But he does a good job of attacking them and controlling the middle pad. So I think I'm in trouble here.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Building on missile launch.
Anyway, he wins the second missile. However,
Major structural damage
the more time I
Unit
spend
lost.
contesting it, the more time my 2 harvesters have time to build up an economy for me.
Building online.
So now it's time to whip out the sandstorms.
Unit lost.
I back away here because his Giga Cannon is just doing too much damage and it's all charged up.
Unit
So you need to wait for the Giga Cannon to cool down, which takes like 2 or 3 seconds, and then you can go back in. So I just want to brute force him here, because I'll just absolutely rip through his bikes and then get towards his Giga Cannon. Because what he was doing there, he was using his bikes to protect his Giga Cannon, so I couldn't get at the Giga Cannon. But the sandstorms just rip through the bikes so quickly.
Unit ready.
I use my drone, which has also been buffed, which didn't really help. Now it does.
Nuclear warhead.
And I literally brute force him off the tiles and win that game. So that was, I hope you enjoyed that video to show how OP the sandstorm is. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the strategies here, if you've been using the sandstorm yourself, like how you're finding it after the update. And if you haven't already, please give me a like and subscribe. But most importantly, put sandstorm in your deck and then tell them Retro Rockets sent you.